club system. So the one diamond bid was alerted, very likely as no more than a doubleton diamond and less than 16 high card points. I see Jay Corabau has joined us as written commentator, and he's already projecting what might happen in various higher level contracts. Cranyak is certainly willing to play 4 hearts, and East-West have found a 4-spade bid over that. It looks to me initially and very quickly like trump leads will have a good effect against a 4-spade contract. To be honest, I really think Cranyak has to double here with shortness in partner's suit and with only certainty of a raise to 3 hearts opposite. And also Cranyak possesses 4 trumps. Feels like they may be on a 4-4 fit. And there's always a question with this type of hand as to whether to lead your singleton, which sounds like it's in partner's suit, but let's not forget, Demoy did not promise diamonds for his opening 1 diamond bid in precision. So there will be a swing on this board. Taking a peek at the other table, we see that the Indian pair is resting in 3 hearts north-south. So the opening diamond lead is 1 with the ace in the dummy. East draws 2 rounds of trumps, and we'll discover the 4-1 trump split. East for certain can get 4 trump tricks. Ace of hearts is 5, ace of diamonds is 6, and 2 clubs is 8. So the goal of the defense will be to prevent East from taking more than 8 tricks and to try to score 300. We're going to get an uppercut at this point. So Cranyak is going to pitch his other, possibly his other club. He may also discard a heart at this point. And welcome Kit Woolsey, world-class expert from the west coast of the United States. So it's nice to have someone who's at least awake at this hour here in the United States, in the USA. So now on the King of Diamonds, we get a ruff with the Queen of Spades. That sets up a trump trick for Cranyak, who has pitched his losing club previously. So here comes the club trick, which is trick 4, and Cranyak will get a spade trick by force, and the contract will be down 300. And a small but happy pickup for USA1 of 160, or I believe 4 imps on the first board of the match. So on to board 18, where East is non-vulnerable as the dealer. Clearly has an extremely strong hand. I don't know the system of the Indian pair, so if anybody can help me with private messages, if there are conventional or alertable bids, I would be happy to hear from you and relay that in this voice commentary. I'm told they play a fairly standard 2/1 system. Certainly East is going to open a forcing bid, presumably 2 clubs if they're playing a standard system. I don't think South has any bid, nor does West have anything resembling a positive response, but West does have spade support. And it looks like they can get close to, but probably not make 12 tricks in spades. We're lucky, of course, as we all know, in that we can see all 4 hands from what I call our catbird seat. It's much easier to analyze the hands, of course, seeing all of them, than it is when you're seeing only 1 hand during the bidding or 2 hands during the play. We have to remember that these are the top players from their respective countries. They are superb technicians, excellent bidders, and if they occasionally make what we think is an error, we have to remember that they're only looking at 2 hands during the play, while we can see all 4. So I'm wondering if West has a form of second negative. There are some systems that allow you to jump to 4 spades as West, presumably to show really no values other than trump support and a willingness to play in a game contract opposite a strong 2-club opener. In some systems, a jump to 4 spades would deny a singleton as well. So West raises to 3 spades, and certainly East will Q-bid. East may actually consider just taking a chance and jumping to a Blackwood bid, which is indeed what happened. Obviously, he'll get disappointing news from partner, and then it'll be up to him whether to sign off in 5 spades or to take a chance in bidding slam. If he does bid slam, there are some risks, and the main risk is that he'll lose a club trick for sure, and a heart trick in the end game. So the 5 diamonds response probably shows 0 or 3 key cards. Everybody at the table knows which of those it is. It's 0 key cards. We're now in 6 spades, and USA has an opportunity here, although a peek at the other table shows that the United States pair is also in 6 spades and has received the deuce of hearts lead, where here Kraniak has led a diamond from his jack third. So if the defense prevails at both tables, this will be a tie board at minus 50 for each team. And to be honest, I really can't see any way for East to escape this. There's 7 spade winners, 2 hearts is 9, 2 diamonds is 11, and there's just no way to set up a long club in the dummy for a discard, because there's really only 1 entry to dummy, and that's in the 3-card spade holding. So again, for those of you who want to see the action live, there's a video button. Our ViewGraph operator has also posted the East-West convention card for us. That's very helpful. But there's also a video button just below south on your screen, in the middle of the screen. And when you bring up that feed, it shows the video camera running across the screen. You can easily see 3 of the 4 players. A little tougher to see the 4th player, who may have pulled his chair back a bit. We can see his hand anyhow. So this is going to be a attempt to determine some way, somehow, to take 12 tricks. Again, if somebody sees something I don't, please help us out. As a sole voice commentator, I must apologize in that I sometimes miss things. Sometimes I'm peeking at the other table or at the video feed or even giving the results, but very frankly, it takes 2 commentators to bounce ideas and thoughts off each other, and I don't profess to be able to analyze a hand. I don't profess to be able to analyze each hand immediately on the fly and on my own. Sometimes I get a peek at the written commentary, and I hope some of you do too, because we have very top expert commentary here. Well, thank you. A kind comment there. Sometimes multiple commentators, especially 3, get in each other's way. In any event, East has won the high diamond, drawn 1 round of trump, discarding the 8 of spades from dummy. Going to draw the 2nd round of trumps and presumably advance. Well, now that's interesting. Okay. Just simply going to run all 7 trumps and hope that the opponents misdiscard. Kraniak knows something here, though. He knows that the declarer doesn't have any losing diamonds, or East would be roughing those in dummy. So Kraniak, first of all, can safely pitch both of his diamonds, and while he's doing that, he can watch Demoy's discards. Kraniak pitches the first of his 2 diamonds. Again, this is a nice inference you can take when declarer has shortness in dummy and isn't roughing, then pretty clearly declarer doesn't have any losers in that suit. Of course, Kraniak would have known quite a bit more had he led a club, and I would say that the heart lead at the other table was a bit risky anyway, but you have to lead something. Turns out North had the singleton jack of hearts and still does here, so the heart suit is protected by North-South. Kraniak is not going to be happy about his discards shortly because he's not entirely sure he can afford to discard 1 heart. But then his question is, I think he'll work it out if Des Moines helps him. Well, Kraniak is thinking about a trick other than this one because he can certainly afford to discard the jack of diamonds here. And thank you to our view graph operator for providing the convention card. The Indian pair has written a very detailed card. Craniac discards one club here. Again, I think the diamond will be coming next. Demoy is attempting to signal how many diamonds he has remaining at this point. I sure am impressed by the Indian convention card. It's one of the most thorough WBF cards I've ever seen. Oh, the play went more quickly at the other table than it is here. Craniac is simply thinking to himself, I don't want to throw the wrong card if there's a choice here. I believe he's thinking about the next trick more than he is this one, because surely he'll be playing the Jack of Diamonds when he makes his decision here. So this was not the key discard, as we've mentioned. Now Craniac is giving it some deep thought still, but he has to reach a conclusion that when Demoy is pitching diamonds, that he's not signaling in clubs, he's not pitching hearts, and reach the conclusion, since they play upside down, that Demoy doesn't have, well, doesn't have the right club to pitch, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Craniac started with 4 to the Jack, and West clearly showed 5 to the 9-8 when the dummy came down. So as we can see, Craniac can afford to pitch one card from either suit at this point. And again, he'll be hoping to get a signal from partner. The key, of course, will be the lead of either the last spade or the king of diamonds from east. And then Craniac will have to commit himself. And I now see that Peter Litt has joined us, another USA expert commentator. So as mentioned a moment ago, Craniac can afford to discard one heart in this position relatively safely. Okay, now Demoy says, partner, I am stocked in clubs, don't worry. So Craniac should now find it the discard of the ace of clubs is rather dramatic. That's one of the reasons we came to watch this exciting pair of Demoy and Craniac. So I think the discard of the ace of clubs says, Craniac, I have clubs covered. Don't worry about clubs, partner. But there's no extra reward in top-level bridge for playing extra fast. Craniac is taking his good thorough time, feeling like he has a problem, and Craniac can be a very speedy player on other hands where he doesn't have a problem. So That's why 2 hours are allowed for 16 boards, so the players can play quickly on some and take plenty of time on the others when they feel the need. Kraniak, of course, has to continue his good discarding by throwing another club here, or there will be a big swing to India. So, as mentioned at the start of the broadcast, both of these teams are reasonably close to 8th and last qualifying spot. We see Kraniak does successfully pitch another club, and so East will have to go down 1. This will be a tie board, and soon we'll be on to board 19. And I see the broadcast has temporarily gone down in the other room. I hope that doesn't happen here. So the next board is coming down in the video feed. Should be on our screens momentarily. Oh, I see what happened. Until the bridge mate enters the previous hand, the main server will not deal the next hand. So I saw the bridge mate being used a little later than usual. That's why our hand didn't come out on the screen. South opens 1 no trump, and it looks like they may be playing 14 to, or excuse me, they're playing precision, so it's possible they're playing a no trump range of 13 to 15. Don't have their exact range available to me. The Kraniak indeed does have 13, and it doesn't look like an upgrade to 14, so I will predict that the 1 no trump is 13 to 15, and that the opening 1 diamond followed by a 1 no trump rebid is 11 to 12. All right, we have an alert in East with the balancing double of 1 no trump. It looks like it simply means I'm at the top end of the opening no trump or better. Not sure if the alert has any other meaning. I'm told by our Indian written commentator that the plate don't versus strong no trump only. And double shows values here, which is what we thought. It's the higher end of their no trump range or more. So I suspect that Des Moines, being 4-3-3, would let that sit, but it looks like West has pulled this to 2 clubs. Again, that's alerted, and some players play a form of stamen in this position. Not sure if that's West's intent. I do have their complicated convention card. I'll try and take a peek here. a fairly complicated 25-page system, which is very thorough, and I don't have the ability to pinpoint the spot that I'm looking for here. So it looks like West was bidding Stamen, and West was bidding a natural club suit. East was responding to Stamen, and unfortunately East-West have landed in their 3-2 diamond fit, so we can see that that won't be successful for them. They will basically be able to take 3 hearts, and a diamond is 4, and the ace of spades is 5, so it looks like it'll very likely go down 150. And that combined with East-West making 120 for USA at the other table will be 270 points, which is actually a fairly nice, fortunate 7-imp pickup. Well, Peter, welcome. Delighted to have you.
Yes, I saw you were alone, Gary. So, good day to you and good morning, all Europe.
Yes, it must be about 8 a.m. In Denmark.
Exactly. And the same or in most of Europe.
So we don't have too much to say here. It looks like, as you could see, there was a bit of a bidding accident. The Indian pair has a extremely thorough convention card. As a matter of fact, it runs 23 pages on the printed sheet. So I couldn't find what their 2 club bid meant over the power double. Apparently one thought it was Stamen and one didn't. So Peter, as you know, this is going to be an exciting match. Both teams are fighting for a position. And a moment ago I mentioned the contract would go down 150. I was mistaken about the vulnerability. I hadn't looked carefully, so the minus 300 is even more unfortunate in that instead of a 7-imp swing, it's a 9-imp swing. Well, I guess I was mistaken on that too. It looks like north-south. Played 1 no trump at the other table for India, made 120. There we go. There's the 2 diamonds is down 400 now. We had a change of the score. So that turns it into the 7 imps that were previously predicted by mistake based on the wrong vulnerability. In any event, an unfortunate result, but expert world-class players simply move on to the next board. There are no recriminations. There's really little or no discussion. They might have a quick word or two, just in case the same sequence comes up in this set. But you have to let those boards go and move on with your best effort on the next board. So we see again, East-West have quite a few spades.
Hi again,
Hello.
Gary. I lost connection, not because of internet trouble, because of stupid me pressed the wrong button.
Did you say it was your old computer, Peter? I missed what you said.
No, I just said it was the stupid me who pressed the wrong button.
Ah, okay, I've done that many times. We're now in 3 spades by West after a diamond overcall, and clearly there are 7 spade winners, and it appears at least 1 club winner, and maybe West will be able to score 2 club tricks on this hand. Oh, Peter, I think eventually West will go to cross to dummy in spades, lead a club up to the king, and when that holds, we'll presume that South is shorter in clubs than North, and lead a low club out of his hand. Do you think that would be the pretty much expected declare line on this hand?
Yes, of course he will use his entrance on the queen of spades to play up a club. Then he will pull some spades and continue with a 10 of hearts, and trying to set up a sort of end play. North-South can avoid that by taking 2 hearts and then the queen of diamonds with soft, and then the player has to decide if it's S second or Jack second in clubs. If South don't return a spade, only way to make problems for the player, all other leads will give him the contract directly, but spade back is the way.
Well, we're seeing the other table is quite a bit speedier than here. We can see on the video feed that Kraniak is taking a long time to make his decision. Some say the ace of clubs will be played, and that's indeed what happened. So there won't be any more decisions on Declarer's part. There are clearly 9 tricks at this point. Actually, now that a club is continued, he's going to take the rest of the tricks. I'm surprised he only claimed 140.
No. He has to take out his spade entrance.
That's
Guy.
all right, sorry, he couldn't draw the trumps and unblock the club, so he couldn't run the clubs from dummy, and scores 140, which apparently happened at the other table as well.
And if South return a spade, I am absolutely sure that the player will play for a second in clubs. He knows for sure that South has a 6-card diamond, and therefore he is favorite to hold only 2 clubs.
So North-South play a precision club, as we're seeing now. Kraniak indeed shows 16 plus high card points. One spade overcall is almost mandatory after a precision club if you can do it. Des Moines shows a positive response with at least one spade stopper and a balanced hand. Cragnac will undoubtedly bid hearts. So Peter, from our seat, it's fairly clear that diamonds are a better contract than either hearts or no trump. I think hearts comes in second place and no trump third place on the list of best contracts. So East passes two spades, clearly telling West that there's no spade honor in the East hand. I believe Cragnac will bid his diamonds, and in fact, he does.
And against 3-no, a small club or the 8 of club, whatever they lead, will defeat 3-no.
And it's not entirely clear that without the club lead, because the queens of both red suits are outstanding. The diamond doesn't drop, and the heart does drop, but it's considered to be offside. So I don't think Cragnac has any real option, does he, Peter? His heart suit really isn't that chunky opposite a potential two small hearts. I think he may just realize partner is very happy with diamonds in order to go past 3-no trump, and we'll probably just raise the 4 diamonds to 5. There we go.
Well done by North-South. I expect many North-South pairs will be in 3-no. Some of them will make, but some of them will go down.
And here we see that Cragnac will have no trouble. Whether he picks up the queen of diamonds or not, he will at some point play the ace-king of hearts, and the drop of the queen will make life really very easy for him. He doesn't realize that right now. So I'm going to take a peek at the running scores. Peter, now after about So it looks like Poland is about 7 victory points ahead of England, who has made an incredible surge in the last 3 days after a bit of a slow start, days 1 and 2. They've beaten several of the top teams in rising to second place. But there's quite a logjam at second, third, fourth. Then there's another log jam at 6th, 7th, 8th. Right now USA1 is 8th. USA2 here is 9th, about 7 or 8 victory points behind, and India has slipped just a tad. They are about 19 points now behind 8th place. Canada's picked up a little bit, but they're still quite a ways behind 8th place with only 5.5 matches left at this point. All right, we have an opening bid by Cranyak. Let's see if it adds up to a precision club. 17 high card points, including a singleton queen. I guess most precision clubbers pretty much even count singleton high card points in reaching the mandatory total of 16 for a one club opener. And this, of course, is one of the toughest hand types to bid in a forcing club style because you have 3 suits, and if partner responds a diamond, which won't happen here, you have to bid 1 spade, which shows only 4 or more. In this case, West has overcalled spades with a fairly moderate suit. Many would not do so vulnerable, but there is a big preemptive value in overcalling a precision club with 1 spade. So Cranyak has the same singleton queen of clubs he had on the last hand, but he's going to value it more highly here, knowing about partner's short spades and game force, and the fact that Cranyak has only 1 ace in his hand and lots of spots in spades and hearts. I have a feeling that game in no trump will be reached fairly quickly, and we see at the other table that 3 no trump was played making 4.
And good news for Danish listeners is that the Danish ladies on the previous board bid 6 diamonds and scored 12 tricks. At the other table, their opponents from Australia played 3 no, bet a spade lead, so 660 and 12 imps, and 15 imps lead for the Danes, who are number 2 in the Winnish Cup.
And Peter, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not looking at that running score, but wasn't USA2 number 1 and USA1 number 3 sort of sandwiching your Danish team?
You are absolutely right. They are in an American sandwich. And you know, in the sandwich, it's so that the goodies are between.
Well, we'll find that out maybe as the knockout rounds proceed. Obviously, although we try to be neutral as Viewgraph commentators, most of us are cheering for our own national teams, and I'm sure we have quite a few Indian BBO participants watching this match and hoping India can get up into the top 8 as well. Well, Peter, it's sort of clear what South has here, a solid 8-card heart suit. Take a little peek around the table. Question is what South opens the bidding with 8-2-2-2. Oh, excuse me, my apologies, 7-card heart suit. This is the worst holding. This is what I call the death holding. 7-2-2-2. It's not clear to me that it's right to open 4 hearts with 7-2-2-2, but Kraniak is in the World Championships and I'm not. I think with a slightly lesser suit, it wouldn't be a good idea to do this. In any event, he has plenty of support from his partner. Looks like he has 2 spade losers, and unless West divines to cash 2 spades and underlead the club, then Kraniak won't have any trouble with his hand. Apparently that didn't happen at the other table, but best defense, as we can see, is to grab 2 spade tricks and smoothly lead the 4 of clubs from West and put South to the test. So we're told by one of our written commentators that the low club shift got the king in dummy from the Indian declarer at the other table, which was an excellent guess. And therefore he was able to take the rest of the tricks. We'll see what happens at this table.
Oh no. Bad defense, but it will probably gain a trick.
East is almost forced to lead a club and make his partner win the ace at this point and actually end up gaining an imp. So, Peter, do you think East should have helped partner by overtaking the spade and returning the spade? That makes it look like he has a doubleton spade and can overruff the dummy, doesn't it?
In the closed room, it was king of spade, queen of spade, as in normal bridge, other than a small club. I think West played all too fast here. I don't see any reasons to play a small spade.
Well, we have to remember that these players are playing 7 full days of bridge. Occasionally there's a fatigue factor, and occasionally there's a factor of being on a worldwide broadcast with all of your hometown and home country fans watching you. It's much, much easier from our catbird seat than it is right at the table with world-class players as your opponents.
I accept the argument about being on VCAF, but I don't accept your argument about being fatigued. They only play 32 boards a day, and that's no problem for these players.
And we expect it shouldn't be, but so East is trying to cut down Dummy's roughing values, but East looking at 3 small diamonds with 6 to the ace, king, 10 in the dummy might have reached a different conclusion. So it'll turn out to be a unexpected and unusual tie board. Well,
We
East
are a
West
little
are
bit
getting
we are a little bit ahead of the field. We are on board 8, but in 5 minutes or so, I'll look around and see if 4 hearts is down at any table.
And meanwhile, we have to decide whether West is a 2-spade opener or a 1-spade opener. In spite of the bad spade spots, I vote for 1 spade because I play weak 2 bids. Looks like West is in agreement with that. Gets the normal 2-heart response from partner. And I think in the end here, they will wend their way up to game in one of the majors. Suppose there's a small chance that East will bid no trump at some point and be left there. Here comes the no trump call, and that's still game forcing. So East has 18 high cards, but no spades bid. Do you think he'll move Peter to, say, 4 no trump or 4 diamonds at this point?
I don't expect 4 diamonds. 4 no could be an option.
And there's the 4 no trump bid, and there's the pass. So I'm taking a peek, Peter, and 6 hearts is the contract at the other table. Haven't been watching the play. Looks like the heart queen drops doubleton. The diamond queen is onside, the spade king is onside, so this may end up being a swing for India. Excuse me, for the USA. Is playing 6 hearts east-west.
Six hearts. That's some of the contract.
So I haven't been watching the play since I glanced at the other table, Peter. It looks like he has drawn or forced out the one heart loser, and will score 4 heart tricks. 2 clubs is 6, a spade is 7, and it looks like 3 diamonds is 10, easily making 4 no trump. And the play is proceeding very slowly at the other table, but I think India will push into a very small lead as the score on board 24 comes in. So Des Moines has a 1 diamond opener or a 1 no trump opener. I believe they play 13 to 15 no trumps, Peter. So indeed that's what he opens. And it looks like Cranyak may very likely bid Stayman and then either 2 or 3 no trump. If he bids 2 no trump, I'm pretty confident that Des Moines is going to bid 3, counting on his diamond suit. And we can see that while the diamonds are offside, that might be the likely lead by East if North-South end in a no trump contract.
How is 3-no, let's say the no diamond lead? Because South have asked for major and North have shown no major, so North have a lot of cards in the minors. They can have 4 heart tricks. 3 diamonds is 7, 1 spade is 8.
Spade, oh no, the spade 6 is a stopper in West. If Dummy had the spade 7, I think it would be makeable, but Declare's spade 7 is smothered on the second spade, and the jack of clubs is offside. So the defense can score 3 clubs and 2 spades before Declare can set up enough tricks to come to 9. So India has indeed pulled into the lead with 6 hearts going down at the other table, and Peter, I just don't see why East wouldn't consider a diamond lead with 5 of them. Certainly the Queen of Spades looks reasonable, and some might even try the doubleton Jack 10 of hearts. So we had a rather complicated auction, but the end result might have shown diamond shortness. I don't know. In any event, Peter, we can see the trick number 9 comes home with this particular opening lead. Still would have been a pretty tough defense had he led another card.
I just looked at the bidding in the open room on board 24. It was 1 spade, 2 hearts, okay, 2 spades, now 3 diamonds from East, and West with no club stopper has to give the preference to 3 hearts. And now East just went the whole way, even if he should know that they are playing on a 5-2 fit. He jumped to 4-no, 2 S's, 6 hearts. I'm afraid that he didn't realize that he was on 5-2 feet in hearts.
Well, he was a little bit fortunate that the dummy had the ace-9 doubleton, so he was able to force out or drop one of the outstanding heart honors and lose only one heart trick. So that's a very difficult sequence, what to do over 3 hearts. You certainly don't want to bid 3 no trump. You really can't say 3 spades with a singleton. So the end result is the East here for India bidding 2 no trump probably made the best call on the hand. And when partner raises to 3 no trump, the gentle 4 no trump call was plenty. And even though he was facing what he thought was a sub-minimum for their system, he had no trouble taking 10 tricks.
But as you see, the Clare should play for his chance to make 6 hearts.
He apparently didn't finesse the spade. I didn't watch the play.
He didn't. But if you look at the hand, you have a sure heart loser. You have a club loser. So if you don't finesse in spade, you're sure to go down. South found a very interesting lead, the jack of spades, but still you are in a very bad contract and you need a lot of luck. So spade to the queen, ace of spade discarding a club, then ace king of diamond, off a diamond, take the ace of hearts, home on the club, king of hearts and heart, and you just claim 12 tricks.
Yeah, but I'm told that he ended up finessing the jack of diamonds and was able to get rid of a club from the dummy, but unfortunately he hadn't counted completely to get to 12 because that left him with a losing diamond instead of a losing club. So the bottom line is at trick 1 you have to count your tricks thoroughly, review your play thoroughly, take as long as you need to, and the final conclusion on that particular hand is you have to close your eyes and finesse the queen of spades. Also, in this type of top-level world-class competition, players have no trouble leading away from kings into dummy suits, frankly hoping that the they were 4-2, but with the Jack-10 doubleton dropping, 9 tricks came home on the reasonable diamond lead from East. So, Peter, we couldn't ask for much more drama in this match. USA2 and India are now lying 9th and 10th place. Both teams are doing whatever they can to try to move up into that 8th qualifying spot. There will only be 5 matches, or about 1/4 of the time left. We'll be a little over 75% done by the end of the next 7 boards. Well, West has a superb hand and opens a strong forcing two clubs. Gets a semi-automatic two diamonds. Tries two no trump with a singleton heart. Will certainly get a transfer bid. And then a bid of three no trump. And Peter, there are 4, 7, 8, there are 9 of the most rock-solid top tricks here that anybody could ask for. However, we've found a raise of diamonds, which is a nice bid. I'm afraid, though, that if they bid 6 diamonds, they may have a little bit of trouble in the spade suit. I guess West is going to have to play ace, king, queen of clubs, pitching 2 spades from the dummy. Try to rough, you can't rough the 4th club low. He'll have to play ace and rough a spade, ace and rough a heart. So look, the trump lead is going to be best against this contract, and not sure Des Moines has any particular reason to lead or not to lead a trump if they bid 6 diamonds.
As I see, on a trump lead, the Clare have 5 top tricks and 7 diamond tricks on a total course-off.
And that looks to be the case. Declarer can pitch the spades from dummy on a couple of the high clubs. And in the end, we'll just simply have a whole bunch of losers, and the defense will each have a diamond in their hand. Very interesting, even with that trump lead. Well, this is extremely well done by the Indian pair. They've been playing very well throughout and had a little bit of slippage yesterday, falling out of the top 8. It looks like they have every intention of moving right back into a qualifying spot. So, Peter, it looks like a diamond was not led at the other table on our 3 no trump contract, and so USA comes right back with 10 imps of their own to go ahead by 9. And the heart lead is led by Cranyak. And we'll soon be seeing 1370 scored up, presuming the declarer plays it the way that Peter described a moment ago. All right, thank you. I'm told that South played 3 no trump on the previous hand and got a spade lead from the king 4th, but had 5 clear losers before he could set up 9 winners. South has to be, or East has to be careful not to draw a round of trumps, Peter, although in this case it won't matter, but it could matter in another position if the defenders could ever get in to lead a second round of trumps. So it's important to have the presence to cash your 3 clubs immediately and see that you can pitch your 2 spade losers, in this case from hand.
He can take 13 tricks, but I expect him only to take 12, he would waft one spade below, and then he has 12 tricks on high cutoff. He wouldn't risk an over-off in spade.
Absolutely. When you get to an excellent contract like this, a guarantee of 12. you have to make your statement in a moment, but would it be historical if neither USA1 or 2 made it to the top 8? This is the 42nd Bermuda Bowl. I'm not quite the historian on all previous 41 Bermuda Bowls. I know in the early going there was few as 3 teams playing, and there were sometimes 4 or 5 teams into the 1960s. And it wasn't until the late 70s and into the 80s that the field expanded greatly, but I don't have the answer to that question.
I can remember more than once that not both American teams qualified for the knockout stage. As I recall on Bali, there were 2 USA teams not in the knockouts in the 3 groups.
Now, was that 2 years ago, Bali? Was that in 2013, Peter?
Yes?
So the USA had a group of what we would call youngsters. They were pretty much all in their 20s. I guess my recollection isn't as strong as I thought. For some reason, I thought they made the knockout round.
Yes, but you should be closer to make a qualified guess. But of course, I can go and check.
So he's decided not to try to rough a club. I wasn't paying complete attention here. Perhaps he finessed the trump and got a trump return, but in any event, scored 11 tricks, and 11 tricks were also scored at the other table. So we're down to the last 5 boards with India having a 3-imp lead, and I'm looking at the wrong. Oh, there we are. India is still in 10th place and USA2 in 9th place, about 4 victory points separating these 2 teams at this point. So it looks like East has a weak 2-spade bid, and will probably be the first one to take a call other than pass. I know quite a few people in third seat non-vulnerable who would bid 3 spades if the first 2 hands passed. We'll see what East's tendencies are here. What do you say, Peter? Is East a So Cranyak decides to double, hoping partner can somehow have a second spade stopper or a positional stopper like the Queen Doubleton. And they're going to end up winding their way into 3-no trump as a result of this takeout double. So, presuming West doesn't lead a club at any point, it looks like Cranyak on top only has 2 diamonds, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, and the ace of spades. So he's going to have a great deal of difficulty getting anywhere near 9 tricks. And my apologies, Demoy is playing the hand, said 2-no trump, and I think that was some form of Leventhal, denying 9 high card points. I think South was overly aggressive here. But so far, the judgment of the Indian team has been just a little bit better than the judgment of USA2, and the score reflects that.
I'm back with you now, Gary. You asked me a question, and I have checked up. And I was right about Bali 2 years ago. On Bali, US2 didn't qualify for the Bermuda ball, and US1 didn't qualify for the senior ball. So for the first time, 2 US teams didn't reach the knockout stage. And 211, all 6 teams in. 209, US1 missed the Bermuda ball knockout. 207, US2 missed the Bermuda ball knockout. And 205 and 203, all 6 in. And 201, USA2 missed the Venice Cup. So in the last 7 World Championships, only 5 US teams didn't reach the knockout stage, and 3 times all 6 in, 3 times 5, and on Bali, as I told, only 4 of the 6 teams reached the knockout.
Well, I appreciate that. So we've always had a USA team in the top 8 of each of the 3 trophy matches, and often we've had 2 USA teams. That's actually a fairly impressive record. And while I don't want to touch muchly on this topic, there are some current allegations that some of the teams in the top 8 of some of those events didn't belong there for reasons that will be determined in the next couple of months.
There have been some people who said that only 2 teams for US is too little, that USA should have 3 teams. But if you look at the standings, then the normal picture is that 2 US teams, 5 European teams, and 1 team more is in the knockout states.
And right now that's China sitting second place, 5 victory points behind Poland, essentially tied with England for second, third. And as you point out, 5 European teams, 6 European teams, and USA 1.
Okay, you also have Brazil.
I'm sorry, of course, Brazil and China are the 2 non-European teams. And then we have 5 from Europe and USA 1 presently. You can tell it's just past midnight here. So Peter, we have another question. When you're in a bad 3-no Trump contract, and the spectator didn't use those words, but is it better to take a very slim chance and try and make it, or simply to try and make as many tricks as you can and concede going down? I would say if it's a vulnerable game, I think the percentages are greatly in favor of your taking any possible chance you can to make the contract, as long as you haven't been told by the bidding that a chance is actually impossible. Certainly here it could have been the Queen Jack Doubleton of diamonds, or perhaps the last diamond was in West, who had no more spades to get to East. So Des Moines was attempting to take 1 spade, 2 hearts, 3 diamonds is 6, and then quite a bit of prayer in the club suit. It would have been even happier for him if the Queen Jack of diamonds had been Doubleton, but again, India outbids USA2 and picks up 3 more imps. South bids a precision diamond, which shows 2 or more diamonds. In this case, we see that it is the Doubleton diamond. North bids a spade. South has had enough after a 3rd seed opener, and West balances in with 1-no Trump. West has 12 high cards, and his partner has 8 with a 6-card diamond suit. East might have considered bidding 2 diamonds if they had an agreement that showed diamonds after the precision opener. Many pairs do play that after a precision diamond, that a 2-diamond bid by either of them is natural.
And
So
I have And we have a new leader in the Bermuda ball. Now China have passed Poland and are number one, only fractions in front of Poland, and England third. And in the Venice Cup, we still have the sandwich with all the goodies in the middle.
Oh, Peter, we have no trouble telling you're from Denmark, and rightfully favoring your home team. I'm sure you would be delighted to see them win the Venice Cup, as would any country like to see their team be victorious. It's really, though, a three-way tie for first through third. There's no more than one victory point separating all three teams at this point, so a lot of matches remaining. So if he gets the diamonds right, he's going to make 2-no trump. He'll have to finesse the 8 of diamonds on the way.
North-South got the diamonds wrong.
Well, South had the doubleton, so anytime West is playing for split honors with the doubleton in South, he's going to get it right. We'll see.
Yes, but he didn't. He played the Queen of Diamonds. It's South stuck that. So yes. No. 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 Forget everything I said. Go and take a cup of coffee. I'll do the same.
All right, I'm having a sip of juice because it's late at night here, Peter, and I know it's early morning still there. It's just about 9 o'clock in the morning, so delighted that you're able to join me at such an early hour when the coffee is just still brewing. So another question, Peter. Victory points are your margin of victory, and that's needs further description. When you win a match, it's by a certain number of imps, and most of us know that that means international match points. For example, if you're plus 100 at both tables, that means you're a total of plus 200, and that's 5 imps. So they have a total, though, of 20 victory points available in each match. So it's a lot like a Swiss team. If you win a match by, say, 2 or 3 imps, you may get 11 of the victory points. Then you have to win by larger and larger margins to get more victory points. I think you need to win a match by about 60 imps in order to get all 20 of the victory points, and if you do that, your opponent gets 0. Between the two teams, there's a total of 20 victory points available, and the winner gets the majority, but the winner has to win really, really big to get pretty much all of those victory points. Then each match, the number of victory points you receive is added to your total, and after 21 matches, you would have gotten 21 victory point scores for your grand total. So I don't see how West can get it wrong, presuming that South has the ace of diamonds, but does decide to put up the jack, and may end up only making 1 no trump as a result. Let's see. 3 spades, 2 hearts is 5, Isn't this
No,
interesting?
play back a spade now from south, and the Clare is down.
So they can win one spade, one heart, three diamonds, and two clubs. How about that? Isn't that something? Didn't expect that.
No, but it's misplayed by, was misplayed by the Clare.
Craniac. But why did Craniac not return a spade? He knew his partner had bid spades.
But I think the defense will survive. Yes.
Oh, they still have the 9 of clubs, but the dummy is good. And the 10 of spades, okay. Well, New Zealand is leading USA1 by about 15 victory points to 5 at this point. Peter, that's a bit of a surprise. USA1 has had several matches where they've been pretty soundly defeated here in the last day and a half.
Yes,
However,
but as I mentioned yesterday, that it looks like USA1, who among the readers of Brits winner is over 50%.
He still stands 7th, just about a point ahead of Sweden in 8th. And USA2, despite being pretty much dead tied here, is 3 victory points out of 8th place and 6 victory points ahead of India at this point. Oh, Krajniak has 17 and opens a precision club. West is in there whenever he's got a decent 5-card suit. Rightfully so. Des Moines makes an artificial double, showing 8 or more high card points. Krajniak goes ahead and rebids his 1-no trump, even without a heart stopper, to show the nature of his hand, which is 16, presumably 16 to 18. And Des Moines has no trouble in the heart suit, and no higher aspirations, and raises to 3-no trump. 4, 5, 6. So we see the spades lie favorably. We see the queen of diamonds can be picked up. We see the clubs lay unfavorably. And we also see that North has a second heart stopper in the form of the 8 of hearts, or maybe even a second natural heart trick in the form of the 8-7. This is going to give Declare 2 sure heart tricks. If he picks up the queen of diamonds, he'll have 4 diamonds there, and 9 total tricks. So there are ways to make the hand, but I'm thinking there are also ways to go down as well.
You remember the very good 6 diamonds on board 26. Denmark playing against Argentina. Good news and bad news for the Danes. The Danes picked a slam, but they played on their 6 1-fitting clubs instead of 4 4-fitting diamonds, and were down 2, where the Argentine found the right trump suit, picked the 6 diamonds, making and scoring 17 imps.
Wow,
That's a hard result for the Danes, which are just on the bubble for qualifying.
Wow, that is tough. They were actually in a 5-1 club fit, unfortunately, Peter. 5 to the ace, king, queen opposite a singleton in the dummy. So Krajniak has to really decide, guess, surmise, divine where that queen of diamonds is located. That 9 is a real tricky card. That could be from the singleton 9. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Krajniak rises with the ace and leads the jack. The only problem is that he won't have a sure entry to the king of hearts at that point. So he has a lot to think. My thinking is, based on flexibility and entry to the king of hearts, that perhaps he should consider playing the 10, but there's really no way to know. So Krajniak is going to play east. He's going to play on clubs. Wow. Okay, the good news is he has 2 more heart stoppers in north. So West can't attack hearts successfully. Turns out both spades are on side. There goes the queen of hearts. Not sure what effect that might have had, although West was starting to be unplayed. A very interesting hand. Craniac may continue his club attack by trying to find the jack on side, or he may try to lead the jack of diamonds for a finesse. No way to know how to play this hand. He's leading the 6. And that's a surprise card, because if he thinks it's queen 4th on side, nicely done, John. When he led the diamond, it appeared that he meant to play the king, and he certainly did. Wow, so he's got 4 diamonds, 2 hearts is 6, 2 spades is 8, and the ace of clubs is 9 tricks.
The reason for the play in the diamond suit is that we know that West have 3 good hearts. He therefore played for topping, played diamonds from the top. If the diamond queen don't fall, he will play another diamond hoping for the diamond queen in east, and then he has to depend on the club finish.
And so he played the hand very well. At the other table, they finessed. The diamond went in dummy with the ace. And right now we're on the 5th trick at that table. We can see that Craniac is going to score his vulnerable game. Not sure what happened. Did West discard his jack of clubs, Peter? Well, we're on the last deal, and we have a number of written commentators. Woolsey J. Corabao, one of our Indian friends, probably a couple of others. Peter, thank you for joining me all the way from Denmark this morning for you, Friday morning. I'd like to thank BBO for bringing us this entirely free broadcast wherever we are in the world at no cost to any of us. The World Bridge Federation for organizing and running this major world championship and 42nd Bermuda Bowl, to the hosts in Chennai and hostesses for their hospitality to the players. And last but of course not least is to you, our fine and inquisitive and curious and attentive spectators. And my apologies, for some reason I slipped up and forgot our fine view graph operator, who's not only been getting the play on every hand, but noting the alerts as well. First couple of days they weren't picking up some of those alerts, but now they are.
Yes, there I have to follow you. I have been assisted as some very experienced operators during the first week, and they have, even some of the unexperienced have improved a lot, and I think we have a very high standard of operators in India. I have a small complaint. Guy have heard it often from me. I know it's early morning in Europe, but you have been very, very lazy. Only 2 or 3 questions, no comments at all. You have to step up and do it better in the next segment. We are here for you. If you have a question, probably a lot other spectators or listeners have the same question, come forward. We need to cooperate with you. Thank you. see you in about, isn't it 1.5 hours, Gary? I think so.
It is exactly, Peter. It'll be 2 a.m. in California, and that will make it 11 a.m. In Europe. So I haven't been paying strict attention here, still peeking at the 3-no Trump in the other room on board 31, where it ended up going down 1. So USA, for Kraniak's excellent declarative play, picked up a vulnerable game swing and 12 happy imps. Hasn't been recorded yet, but that could conceivably move USA2 very close to the 8th qualifying spot, where right now USA1 and Sweden are basically tied at 181 victory points.
I don't understand that play by Cognac. Why didn't he play up at Diamond when he still had an entry on Spade Jack? Why kill that Spade Jack? That's strange for me.
Well, Des Moines now knows Kraniak has the 10 of diamonds, but it's not going to be as helpful at this point.
You see, if he had kept his Jack of Diamond, then no problem at all. He would take a lot of tricks. Now, look like he's in trouble.
The Kraniak has to duck this, but in fact all he can do is return hearts or clubs. Both of those help declare, and ultimately Kraniak can only get 2 more tricks now. So it looks like 1-no Trump is going to make. East doesn't know that, but Kraniak has both winners. North Des Moines has no entries, and ultimately 7 tricks will be made for plus 90. And 1-no Trump is the contract at the other table with a club lead. So the computer hasn't recorded the last board yet. I'm expecting USA2 to move within about 2 victory points of 8th place. So Peter, I don't think I'll see you until tomorrow evening. I don't think I can stay up for an hour and a half and then start another set at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I wish your Danish ladies continued good success. While I'd like to wish Denmark good luck here, you know that I'm hoping that USA2 will move up into the top 8. Let's see, what happened? So Cranyak will give up a heart and win the king of clubs at the end.
We will probably not meet during the weekend, Gary, because I have to play the whole weekend. They have, unfortunately, placed the national team champions for seniors, which are played over 2 weekends. Now, in the weekend, where we have to play the whole weekend, a Swiss 22 teams, 8 goes for the final. There are another group in Jutland where they will find